Hey guys, it's Joey. I'm back. I've been dying to make this video. I've been moving. This is a new room, not set up for video yet, so this is sort of this is not a permanent thing, but I'll probably be doing videos this way for a while because I have a lot of good light over here. But there's so much to talk about. So much Twin Peaks amazing goodness that I just can't contain myself anymore. I couldn't wait. I wanted to make a video at least about just talking about it with you guys because I can't contain myself anymore. So much is happening. In this video, I'm not going to get into the meat and bones. I'm probably going to do separate breakdown videos about certain things. I'll take a couple topics and just go at it. If you guys aren't on the Twin Peaks Facebook group, if you guys are hardcore and you want to talk with other hardcore fans, I get updates on my phone every couple minutes with somebody posting. I bet you there's something now. Yep, of course. There's something every couple minutes, somebody figuring something out, somebody noticing something in the show. So if you guys are hardcore fans, I suggest you go check out that group. Anyway, let's talk about the first 4 episodes. I'll talk about as much as I can before this video gets too long. One of my favorite parts of the new episodes is when we're in the high school in the first one, and we are on that shot of Laura's picture in the school, and we hear the theme song for the first time. I got chills everywhere. I was watching it in a pitch black room, and it was just, I feel like that's the best way to watch Twin Peaks. Just completely block out the world for a couple of hours and just, give it your attention. But other than that, let's see. What do we talk about first? You want to talk about everything, but you have to, take it easy. So let's talk about the black and white scene with the giant and Cooper. First of all, why is it in black and white? That's my first question. Secondly, they pan down from the floor up to the giant. So where the heck are they? Because they're not. It doesn't look like the Black Lodge we know today. But I'm getting the feeling that it's in the past. I feel like maybe that's supposed to be obvious, but with the black and white and all, but you never really know. But it looks like maybe carpeting or some kind of velvety material. Maybe it's just some sort of floor, but it looks like things are being dragged across. There's lines in the floor. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but that's what I noticed. There was just lines all on the floor, and then they go up to the giant, which, he's not dressed in his normal attire. He looks a little bit more, spiffy. I'm not sure what's going on there. I feel like this is a scene that's not examined enough. There's a lot packed into that scene. First, why is it in black and white? Where are they? Why is there not, chevron pattern on the floor? Then he's talking to Cooper. He sort of gives him a couple messages. I think it is in the past. Remember 430, Richard and Linda. It is in our house now. There's the sound that comes on the record player. I forgot the name of it. That sort of scratching, crunching kind of sound. Somebody on Reddit, I believe, sort of ran it through a audio program and looked at the wavelength. They slowed it down, looked at the wavelength, and they found that it was very similar to that of a slot machine crank. That kind of sound, just sped up. So that's pretty interesting. If that's what it is, it's pretty similar. I've seen the wavelength. I've heard the slowed down version. It sounds very similar. So that if that's what it is, that's a cool catch, a cool discovery. The giant says, "You are far away," and then Cooper sort of disappears for a little while. So now I don't know where, sort of in the grand timeline of everything, where that scene takes place. Is it after this season? Or was it before? That's a linear place in the timeline? I don't think such a thing exists as a linear place in the Twin Peaks timeline. I think time is very fluid in that place. I don't know if he's in the Black Lodge. Maybe he's in an older incarnation of it. Possibly. I don't know. This is all, theorizing. I'm thinking about it as I'm talking to you. But there's so much to unpack in these first couple episodes. We have Doppeldale, running amok. He doesn't want to go back to the Black Lodge. He's like it's a prison for him. He's trying to avoid getting back. He's consulting with Philip Jeffries, who you probably know as David Bowie's character from Fire Walk With Me, which is super interesting. It was really fantastic to see the log lady I know she passed away a couple years ago, so it was kind of heartbreaking to see her scenes, but I was also really happy to see her as the log lady one more time. Being, my log has something to tell you. It's so perfect, and I love that these actors were so excited to be back on the show. Matched in on me, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, Shelley. She's back on the show. She looks great. Loved her scene. It was very heartwarming. James has always been cool. See, I'm a James fan, so I know there's a lot of people that think he's sort of cheeseball, but I kind of love him for it. So I think James was always cool. Bobby, in a couple scenes, we see him sort of react to seeing Laura's, picture. I don't remember what episode that was. I feel like it's episode 3 or 4, but he sort of has a very, very real reaction to seeing her photo and just brings up all that, heartache and old memories. Everybody loved Laura. So it just, seeing him react that way, very similar to the way he reacted in the original, in the pilot. So there's just so much to discuss, you guys. I want to discuss everything. We see Briggs, the floating Briggs head in episode 3, I believe, while Cooper's in this sort of, I don't know, floating thing in space, but it's on the water. It probably just moves everywhere and goes wherever it wants. He sees Briggs' head coming across Blue Rose. He says Blue Rose. Briggs is probably my favorite character in Twin Peaks besides Dale. I just love the way he looks at things and his poetic nature and all that stuff. I think he was just a very interesting character, especially in the secret history of Twin Peaks. His background. You find out what he does, what he's been through. He's probably one of the most fascinating characters on TV, period. But I digress. So getting back to evil Cooper, he's trying not to get back. Doppelganger Cooper's trying not to get back. We also see Cooper, who we could assume is good Cooper, in the lodge. Good, good might not be the word, but he's in the Cooper from this, our Cooper is in the lodge, and we see Mike, and we see the evolution of the arm. We see Laura Palmer being, very ominous and telling Cooper a secret that he's, taken aback by, and then she gets sort of sucked into the air, and the drapes sort of fly open, and we see the white horse, and we go zooming, and everything is just sort of all over the place. It's a mess, and I feel like the Black Lodge is a mess. It seems to be very stunted and slower than usual. Everything seems unsure, whereas the arm used to be sort of sly and be a little confident and cocky and sort of smirking all the time. Now everybody seems a little bit uneasy. The evolution of the arm is just sort of there. He can't really do anything, but his doppelganger can, and it kicks Cooper out. Why? I don't know. Non-existent. And then the floor opens beneath him. There's a chevron pattern, starts jumping. Like, what? I still haven't completely taken that scene apart and figured out what was happening. But maybe I should just take it for face value for now. So Cooper falls through space at this it seems like enormous speed. He sort of just can't, he's being pushed or pulled or something to wherever else. He ends up in the room in New York where I forget the guy's name. I think the lady's name was Tracy, where they were destroyed by that ghoulish gray figure, a gray alien. You could even liken it to Aleister Crowley's Lamb sort of aliens. More on that later. There's a lot of satanic magic, dark. There's a lot, basically. I'm not gonna go into it now because there's just so much. That'll be a separate video. I'm gonna have people joining in to discuss these things, people with different perspectives and different, lengths of knowledge about certain subjects. So to get those, make sure you get those, please subscribe, and you'll get them whenever they go live. So getting back to it, I know this video is getting a little bit long, but getting back to it, I'm just so excited. We're only 4 episodes in at the point of recording this. I've watched them probably 3 or 4 times a piece because I'm obsessed. So Blue Rose keeps coming up, and I feel like one of the best scenes so far in the show are the discussion between Albert and Gordon Cole in episode 4, where they're talking about how evil Coop or Bob Coop, and we get that Albert is very uneasy, and this is somebody who's always a little confident, and he's, you know, logical, and he like sort of always kind of knows what's happening. He could read people well. I don't think he could. I think he was reading Cooper, but it wasn't. He felt uneasy because it wasn't Cooper. He was looking at Cooper, but it wasn't him, and he knew it, and he knew there was something very wrong, something beyond, you know, beyond the physical world. And Cole felt that as well. Cole knew right away. You could see it in his face. He just the cynicism on all three of them. Tammy Preston, who, you know, Christabel, I had, you know, predicted that she would be Tammy. When the cast list came out, I just figured she was going to be Tammy. She sort of, they haven't really given her much yet. Not sure where in the timeline. Again, there's a lot of time issues. There's lack of time knowledge. Where in the timeline she writes the dossier, Secret History of Twin Peaks, if that actually takes place within the timeline of this show that we're seeing now. Again, timeline, not sure how relevant that word is in this show, but I digress again. But that just them looking at Cooper like he's some sort of, I don't know, he's like a madman, but he's also sort of like a mystery box of what is that? What is wrong with Cooper? I'm sure Tammy has heard of Cooper before, heard of his disappearance. He heard that he was such a great agent in the Laura Palmer case. Maybe she has some knowledge of. That's why I think maybe this whole Cooper thing takes place before she writes the dossier. That the writing of that dossier might take place within this new season. I'm not really sure because there's a new book coming out once the series has ended. So that scene, just that blue rose scene with Cooper and Albert, doesn't get any bluer, he says. I just think that it's setting the tone for the next probably 4 episodes. I believe there's going to be 18. So we're in for a world of insanity, to be you know, frank. And we also get a lot of the charm of the original Twin Peaks. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that this isn't Twin Peaks, it's not the Twin Peaks I know and love, but I mean, from my perspective, it's exactly the Twin Peaks you know and love. It's a little older, it's a little, you know, things change, it grows a little bit, but it's still the same show. I honestly believe that. We have the scene with Dale eating breakfast, and I kept waiting for the coffee. I was like, give him the coffee. I was like yelling at my screen, and not noticing a lot of little things here and there in that scene, but I was just excited for him to get his coffee, and he got it, and it was amazing. So again, I thought that scene and the casino scenes, hello, and Mr. Jackpots and Jade give 2 rides. That stuff was cracking me up. Those scenes were just, I felt like they were very Twin Peaks, viscerally Twin Peaks, sort of that goofiness mixed with mystery. I think it is Twin Peaks. But I disagree, and I think this is probably what Twin Peaks was always meant to be. David Lynch, I believe, Mark Frost, said that the movie was probably the most accurate depiction of what Twin Peaks is, at least at the time, and now I think this is what Twin Peaks really is. This series that we're getting now is what Twin Peaks really is. It's, you know, it's sick, it's sad, it's goofy, it's, you know, crazy, it's mysterious, it's intriguing, it's uncomfortable, I think, and so many more things, so many more adjectives. But I think this is absolutely Twin Peaks at its finest. I feel like in years to come, maybe people will realize that. Maybe by the middle of the series, people will realize that. I feel like the closer we get to Twin Peaks, the more it's going to sort of feel like it. We're already getting, you know, bits of Angelo Badalamenti's music, and I think we'll only get that when we're, you know, in Twin Peaks. They've been calling this Twin Peaks The Return, and I don't think it's just the return of the show. I think we are returning to Twin Peaks gradually. I think this is Dale's return to Twin Peaks after being gone for so long. It's not going to feel like home to anybody, and I think it's intentional. I feel like once we get home with Dale, this is our journey with Dale. I think at its root, this new series is that journey with Dale back to Twin Peaks. Around all the mystery and all the stuff, look at the donut, not the hole kind of thing. I think it's about Dale and about the people Dale loves, the town Dale came to love, and the town we all came to love. It's about us as well, going back to Twin Peaks, going back to where it's familiar, but different. It's going to be different, but it's going to be familiar things. It's about, life. Twin Peaks is about life, which is, you're probably saying, duh, it's about life. It's a show about, but, I think when we get there, we will get there. Stop asking, basically. Kids, shut up. We'll get there when we get there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you got through all of this, you are, a true fan of the show. I'll liken it to that. There will be so many more videos coming out. I want to do some more in-depth discussions, especially with all the Aleister Crowley stuff. A lot of the, there's a lot of, I don't want to say satanic, but there's a lot of, going to be extraterrestrial type of stuff, demonic. There's just a lot of sort of supernatural elements that I want to discuss, because that's the stuff that's interesting to me. I feel like I'll have the most fun with, and thus make a better video with. So thank you again for watching. Subscribe if you like this video. I've reached over 1,000, so thank you all who have subscribed. Also, somebody won a giant Funko, my last giveaway video. I'll be posting videos at the end of this of them showing off their Funko. They seem to really like it, so I shall catch you guys very soon. New episode this Sunday, and I'll be posting a video each Sunday from now on about each episode soon after it airs. So I shall catch you guys Sunday.
Hi guys, I'm Daniele. I'm here to show you my prize for the giveaway Twin Peaks contest from Joy Pedras. This is a ticket when he thanks me for the participation, and here is my prize. I'm gonna show you really quick. This is the giant from Twin Peaks. This is a very masterpiece for every fan of the series, and I'm gonna show you. I will put here. It fits perfectly near to Dale Cooper. So again, thanks a lot Joy Pedras for your kindness, and enjoy new season of Twin Peaks.